administración de experiencias e inteligencia artificial. Me permitiré presentar a los directivos que nos acompañan el día de hoy. Se encuentra Sid Serafín, que es CEO de Qualtrics, y Enrique Bravo, director general para América Latina y el Caribe, también para Qualtrics. A continuación le daré la palabra a Sid Serafín, por favor.
Gracias. Buenos días y bienvenidos. That's all I'll go for today on Spanish. You don't want to hear the rest of my Spanish. So welcome. I'm Zig Serafin, I'm CEO of Qualtrics. And thank you for taking the time to be here. This morning I know the traffic can be hard to get through, so I appreciate all of you being here. And I look forward to sharing some exciting news with you. It's also great to see some familiar faces from the last time that we had the opportunity to be together in the same room, where we had a briefing late last year. And also equally great to see new faces here as well. I'm going to begin with some prepared remarks, and I will focus on the growth that we've had here in Mexico and Latin America, and also the increasing influence of experience management in a category that we're building globally, but also in Mexico and across Latin America. And how Qualtrics continues to lead the category with new innovations, and the importance of the Latin American region to our global operations, alongside our ongoing commitments to local customers and partners. During my trips to Mexico over the years, there's always been a high willingness among customers and employees to adopt new technologies and to adopt new approaches. I see this as a place of innovation. I also see it as a place of growth and setting the pace. And I will say that with AI, artificial intelligence, it appears to be the same. You know, our annual customer experience trends report that we put out shows that customers in Mexico are some of the most open to using artificial intelligence in interactions with brands. And with research from Tata recently, that reveals that 95% of global CEOs are already planning to have AI projects in place. So with AI, businesses in Mexico and across Latin America are realizing that artificial intelligence is not going to take your job, it's going to actually make it easier to do your job, to be more effective, especially in meeting the needs of a company's customers, and ultimately to be able to unlock significant value across an enterprise. And in business today, this is a key competitive advantage. It's being made possible by Qualtrics. You know, I have the opportunity as I travel around the world to speak with leaders in almost every type of industry. Very large companies, mid-sized companies, and the constant theme is that every single one is focused on improving profitability, improving productivity in their company, and then driving revenue growth. And they're doing that by focusing on what drives customer loyalty. They're doing that by boosting employee engagement and by building brand awareness and differentiating their brands based upon experience. And it's a reality that means in Mexico and across the globe, experience management is now mission critical. And that's because poor customer and employee experiences are hurting the bottom line. Globally, businesses risk $3.7 trillion in sales every single year because of bad customer experience. And here locally, in Mexico, just alone in Mexico, $91 billion are at risk, with $147 billion on the line across the entire region. And so at a time when human capital management is a top priority, Qualtrics research is showing that well-being with employees has fallen 5% regionally since 2022, which hurts engagement, it hurts retention, and ultimately, it hurts customer experience and the productivity of how overall business operates. So Qualtrics and experience management with artificial intelligence is fundamental to overcoming these business challenges. This is why the system is becoming mission critical. At its core, experience management is the discipline of continually enhancing the customer and the employee experience to drive efficiencies and to achieve outstanding outcomes in how you understand the customer and to meaningfully respond and act on what's needed with customers and employees. And so in Qualtrics, organizations are able to capture every piece of customer and employee feedback that's being shared with the company to build a clear and predictive and actionable understanding of what matters to every customer and every employee. So the business value of these capabilities is a key competitive advantage in today's fast-moving and saturated and increasingly competitive markets in most industries. So what Qualtrics is doing is Qualtrics is helping businesses identify the emerging trends. And we quickly help companies make informed decisions in a timely way to capitalize on the opportunities and to be able to address the unmet needs that exist in their marketplace. We help companies make every interaction with a customer or employee that they have with the business an experience that truly matters and makes a difference for their business. And importantly, we empower every single person in the organization into becoming powerful experience makers. So through these capabilities that I just went through, there's now over 20,000 customers around the world that are working with Qualtrics to be able to consistently deliver experiences that customers love at every touch point and interaction that a customer has with their business, with unmatched precision and security. And it will help attract new customers and employees, and ultimately to reduce the costs to serve both, and ultimately to grow revenue for those businesses. So there's many local organizations here that began their Qualtrics program. They began by using our technology to survey their customers and employees, a very sophisticated survey system. And organizations can now use our technology to capture feedback at scale, and they can do it in real time across a whole range of channels, from social media to the call center, to websites, and of course, in the apps that people use and surveys to take meaningful action when and where and in ways that matter the most to that particular customer. So the potential for experience management to drive value in Latin America is game-changing. And with Qualtrics Artificial Intelligence, we're going to take it to the next level. Now, with AI, we're revolutionizing how organizations are engaging with their customers and employees, and that's supported by our $500 million investment in artificial intelligence through 2027. And that includes multi-language support. We're investing more in R&D than our competitors combined. All our competitors, the companies that we're working with, you put all their R&D together, they still don't invest as much together as we are investing in total individually as a company. Last year, our customers used Qualtrics to analyze over 10.4 billion voice and text conversations, as well as 7.8 billion pieces of feedback. And here's an update for you since the last time we met. 15.3 billion customer and employee profiles are being updated in real time with insights from both groups inside the system around the world. We've also executed 8.4 billion workflows inside businesses to drive immediate action and to close experience gaps in a timely way between a customer and a business. Now, we continue to build our leadership. Qualtrics AI is specifically designed for helping organizations to drive greater business outcomes through optimizing experience for the customer, for the employee, and also for partners. You take a partner like a franchise business, for example, right? The intermediary between the business and the customer. Our AI models are trained on more than 10 billion volunteer human responses. What that does is it ensures that they're optimized for the task that's at hand to help organizations realize better business outcomes. These billions of customer and employee insights are unique to Qualtrics. They're unprecedented. And what helps set Qualtrics apart in the market, and the ways that we help our 20,000 plus customers around the world, is we help them continually improve their experiences for their customers and their employees. Our AI comprehends and it then contextualizes the institutional memory of customer interactions that are stored inside the platform. And we have 300 pre-built, no-code, low-code integrations that help users automatically close the loop with the systems that they're already using inside their companies today, like their CRM system, or their marketing system, or their ticketing system. We connect all of it with already today. And our AI is private and secure. We deliver tailored apps for every person in organizations. And this is all made possible by Qualtrics while maintaining enterprise-grade compliance and security within a company. Now, Qualtrics Assist is one of the first new AI capabilities that we're bringing to market. It empowers everyone in an organization to use the power of Qualtrics AI to transform data into insights and action. We have interactive dashboards that allow people to ask simple questions, to better understand complex data, and to get rich insights without performing complicated analysis. And help rapidly identify and deliver the next best action using the AI capability and immediately understand the business impact to the customer and the employee sentiment. Very simple way of understanding it is what's the one thing that every leader in a company needs to focus on this week to help them get their job done with their team. That's what Qualtrics Assist allows people to go do. And so it's ultimately meant to carry the load and help users ask questions of the data and really get fast and rapid insights on things that matter to the way that their responsibilities and their role shows up inside their company. Now, all of this is done with the utmost care to security, to privacy, and integrity when it comes to handling the data. And that's because for Qualtrics, ethical considerations are a cornerstone of our platform. All of our AI solutions are built on principles of trust, built on principles of equity, closing experience gaps, and most of all, to do no harm. And our AI is being directly built into the Qualtrics platform in order to ensure that every customer can benefit from the AI capabilities that works on top of Qualtrics. And globally, we're focused on bringing to market new experience management innovations with AI to deliver more customer value by co-innovating with our customers and our partners across the world and ensuring we have the teams and the capabilities that are in place to unlock huge value with experience management. So that leads us here to the building and the place that we're sitting in here today. Qualtrics is on track now to become one of the top SaaS companies globally. And our operations and impact in Mexico is central to this. Since we hired our first Qualtrics employee in Mexico in 2019, we have been on an incredible journey since 2019. Today, we partner with more than 1,000 local leading organizations to deliver meaningful and impactful experiences to their customers and to their employees. We work with incredible companies like Cemex and Bimbo and Choco and FEMSA, BBVA, VW Mexico, Easy, Telcel, Aeromexico, Banco Compartamos, and many more. These are leaders in every one of their industries. They're innovating on our platform, and we're innovating with them. We built a dedicated team here of experience management experts, and we're cultivating a thriving ecosystem, giving back to local economies with partners including ISO, WhatsApp, Ipsos, AWS, and CXC. And this week, we are officially opening our fantastic, this building that you're sitting here, that you're coming and introduced today, this floor that we're on here today, our fantastic new Latin America headquarters here in Mexico City. The experience management community in Latin America is thriving. And as proof of that, We are far ahead of where we said we would be when we all met last year for his press meeting. Last year, I shared plans to recruit 300 new jobs in Mexico City because we're building our capability and operation here. And I'm delighted to share with you that we have nearly doubled our target in response to growing demand from customers and to help develop expertise and capabilities. Qualtrics is committed to ensuring the experience management category in the community locally continues to go from strength to strength. We see a huge demand and potential for greater impact in Mexico and Latin America. And this is why we are accelerating and placing a greater focus and emphasis on our local operations. Right now, our engineering team is working hard to ensure that new AI features are available in local languages as soon as possible. Our commitment and investment to this region is now stronger than ever. And so today, I'm also excited to announce another very important milestone. Over the next 5 years, Qualtrics will amass more than US $200 million in Latin America to continue building experience management with some of the best companies in the world. That investment includes world-class artificial intelligence in local languages, additional expertise to help our customers and our partners to build amazing customer and employee experiences. So it's clear it's a very, very exciting time here for Qualtrics and for our customers and for our partners and for our employees in Latin America. And the heart of that is here in Mexico City. And I can't wait to continue the work that's already well underway. And so to share more about our regional operations, I'd like to hand over to my Managing Director for Latin America and the Caribbean, Nico Bravo. Over to you, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you, Steve. First, thank you for being here. Gracias por estar acá. Gracias por seguir aprendiendo español. Sigue practicando y vamos avanzando en eso. Pero sobre todo, gracias a todos ustedes por estar acá. Les agradezco venir hasta nuestro espacio, hasta nuestras oficinas, a pasar este momento con nosotros. Un momento relevante en donde seguimos transformando y evolucionando específicamente hasta donde vamos. Yo soy Enrique Bravo y yo soy el director general de Qualtrics para Latinoamérica y el Caribe. Soy mexicano y resido en la Ciudad de México, pero tengo la oportunidad de seguir trabajando con Qualtrics para seguir construyendo en específico nuestra historia. Hoy les quiero compartir algunos de esos aspectos que han hecho que nuestra región tenga estas inversiones locales y por supuesto planes para seguir construyendo nuestro crecimiento y nuestro negocio en específico en la región en los próximos meses y en los años, como sí, ya lo decía. En principio, vemos una alta demanda de esas capacidades y ese potencial que Qualtrics está ofreciendo. Nuestra tecnología de gestión de la experiencia del cliente, tanto en México como en Latinoamérica, representada por nuestro crecimiento local y por supuesto el éxito que tienen nuestros clientes al aprovecharla, hacen que sigamos construyendo planes y desarrollando ideas en específico hacia el futuro. Y como decía así, estamos avanzados en lo que son esos planes de lo que queremos seguir desarrollando y construyendo. Cuando me uní a Qualtrics hace poco menos de 3 años, éramos unos cuantos empleados dispersos en toda la región, pero hoy tenemos la oportunidad de tener una organización consolidada en múltiples países, con presencia física y con empleados en Brasil, en Chile, en Colombia, en Argentina y por supuesto en México. Y en noviembre pasado, donde tuvimos la oportunidad de reunirnos con algunos de ustedes, nos anunciábamos que éramos 300 empleados los que llegarían a esta organización. Nuestro equipo ha trabajado con mucha energía y dinamismo y también con grandes expectativas de seguir creciendo. Y ahí es donde, como decía Steve, estamos emocionados de anunciar que hemos excedido esa cantidad de empleados, muchos de ellos basados en estas oficinas que ustedes hoy visitan, llegando casi a 500 empleados en México, más todos los demás que tenemos específicamente en la región. Por supuesto, todo nuestro negocio está representado con estas personas que forman parte de Qualtrics en Latinoamérica, pero sobre todo con el objetivo de ayudar a esas organizaciones que deciden trabajar con nosotros a seguir siendo exitosas. La tarde de ayer tuvimos la oportunidad de hacer la apertura oficial de estas oficinas con nuestros empleados y esta tarde lo haremos con la comunidad de organizaciones que han seguido trabajando con nosotros. El día de hoy, organizaciones como Easy, como el Chopo y como Volkswagen México compartirán unas de esas prácticas que han decidido construir con nosotros para gestionar la experiencia de sus clientes, la experiencia de sus empleados y ayudarse a sí mismos, por supuesto, a ser cada día empresas más humanas y que piensen específicamente en las personas. Hoy estamos abriendo esta fabulosa oficina donde residirán, como decía así, las oficinas corporativas de Qualtrics para Latinoamérica. Y con eso, pues, por supuesto, quiero darles la bienvenida a esta nuestra casa, que por supuesto es su casa. Estamos entrando en una etapa nueva en conceptos de experiencia de clientes en Latinoamérica. Y en Qualtrics vamos a seguir liderando ese camino. La experiencia de los empleados, y lo sabemos con la pandemia, tomó una relevancia importante. ¿Qué es importante para mí como parte del trabajo que desarrollo todos los días y esas capacidades que quiero seguir gestionando? Pero también un cambio en la forma en la que las organizaciones crecen y se desarrollan. Está por demás decir que el comercio electrónico y otras nuevas formas de hacer negocios han hecho que las organizaciones necesiten pensar cada día más en sus clientes y estar cada día más cerca de los clientes en los que trabajan. Y ese es uno de los objetivos que nosotros buscamos, haciendo que pues, la experiencia del cliente y el objetivo y el foco de las organizaciones cada día despunte más. Nosotros buscamos que las organizaciones tengan esa posibilidad de entender esas jornadas de sus empleados, de sus clientes, esos viajes, y puedan también, ¿por qué no?, predecir las tendencias de las situaciones emergentes que puedan pues, suceder en el camino de nuestra relación con esos empleados y nuestros clientes. Pero más importante, tomar acciones y, como decíamos, reaccionar. Y esa, sin lugar a dudas, es una ventaja competitiva para las organizaciones que deciden poner foco e inversión en la experiencia de sus clientes y la experiencia de sus empleados. Vemos una oportunidad en múltiples industrias para seguir construyendo. Por supuesto, la industria financiera, la industria de telecomunicaciones, la industria de servicios, restaurantes y cualquier otra que tenga un enfoque al cliente empieza a poner una prioridad importante en la gestión de la experiencia. Esto no es solo para empresas grandes, todas las empresas de todos los tamaños buscan poder entender y avanzar en este concepto de ser rentables y por supuesto ser productivas, pero pensando en las personas y haciendo esos negocios cada día más humanos. Nuestro compromiso es seguir trayendo esas tecnologías y por supuesto adaptándolas a las necesidades locales, adaptarlas a esas necesidades que los clientes tienen, por supuesto en lenguajes locales, en necesidades legales y por qué no en esas regulaciones que son importantes cumplir con todas estas tendencias tecnológicas alrededor del mundo. Nuestra prioridad es seguir invirtiendo, como les decía así, y ofreciendo estas capacidades y estas competencias. Qualtrics está enfocado y comprometido en seguir cultivando no solo nuestro negocio, por supuesto, en la región, sino del ecosistema de organizaciones que deciden trabajar con nosotros. Organizaciones locales que hacen consultoría, servicios, apoyo y acompañamiento a muchas de estas empresas y organizaciones que deciden trabajar. Muchos de nuestros clientes son apoyados por organizaciones que son efectivas y eficientes en este proceso de hacerlos cada día más rentables y más productivos y teniendo socios estratégicos que los puedan ayudar. Esos socios estratégicos, por supuesto, dan un impacto positivo a nuestro negocio, pero esperemos que también nos ayuden a seguir construyendo esta comunidad de gestión de experiencia en la que nosotros estamos ciertamente enfocados. Nuestro compromiso con Latinoamérica es más fuerte que nunca y nos embarcamos en este emocionante capítulo con Qualtrics y con nuestra comunidad de la experiencia del cliente, con esta inversión local y con estas capacidades globales para poder ir transformar en la forma en la que las organizaciones se involucran con sus clientes y con los empleados con los que trabajan. Y por supuesto con esto seguir dando ese crecimiento, esa rentabilidad, esa satisfacción y esa cercanía que las empresas y las organizaciones de diferentes tipos buscan seguir logrando. Estoy personalmente agradecido con su presencia, estoy personalmente agradecido por tenerlos con nosotros. Como siempre, bienvenidos a su casa, síganos visitando constantemente. Muchas gracias.
Muchas gracias. Vamos a iniciar la sesión de preguntas y respuestas. La primera pregunta es Octavio Amador, del periódico El Economista, por favor.
¿Qué tal? Muchas gracias, buenos días y felicidades por la apertura. Para que nos pudieran hablar un poquito más acerca de las fortalezas que vieron en el mercado mexicano, específicamente para abrir estas oficinas, y también si pudieran compartirnos algún dato respecto del monto al cual, en el caso de México, en el caso de Latinoamérica, más específicamente estos mercados, asciende pues lo que se pierde por malas experiencias, lo que pierden las empresas, las firmas por malas experiencias al cliente y por lo tanto lo que se pudiera ganar mejorando la gestión de la experiencia del cliente con estas herramientas.
Bueno, la organización tiene oficinas alrededor del mundo, somos más de 25 oficinas alrededor del mundo que sirven pues a nuestros clientes y a las organizaciones con las que trabajamos. Pero la organización decidió que México era un lugar para tener un hub tecnológico. Una de las principales razones por las que se decidió que es México, después por supuesto de hacer un análisis detallado de esas capacidades, es encontrar el talento de la gente que pudiera desarrollar, talento que viene de múltiples experiencias y de diferentes edades y por supuesto de diferentes lugares de la República Mexicana, y eso es importante. Pero por el otro lado, pues consideramos que Latinoamérica pues tiene una puerta importante para su mercado, y esa puerta pues es México, y ese fue un factor principal para que Qualtrics decidiera que era un lugar importante para el mercado. Es difícil cuantificar el monto de las malas experiencias, pero te diría que asciende a billones de dólares. El problema que las organizaciones tienen de capturar clientes y posterior de ese proceso de hacer todo un esfuerzo para que un cliente venga contigo a hacer algo mal y no saber cómo recuperar esa situación y no tomar las acciones pertinentes para que cada día la relación con ese cliente pudiera ser generada, te diría que está asociado a billones.
Muchas gracias. Ricardo Trejo, de Enfoque, por favor.
Buenos días.
If I could just add to that just for a second, which is, I talked about the billions of dollars of sales loss a bit ago in my opening remarks, and that very much ties in with your question, right? On an aggregate level, that's what the research is showing. But on an individual company level, understanding how to get ahead of market trends, understanding how sentiment is changing with your customer, affects whether you have the right products in the market, it affects whether you're going to retain your customers. And for those reasons, customer experience and employee experience management is becoming a mission-critical system within companies because it is predictive of the future behavior of the customer and the employee, which then has a very tight correlation to where revenues go for a business. So most CEOs and COOs and people leaders that I interact with, this is their top priority now because they're realizing that if you want to grow your revenue or keep your revenue, you have to get ahead and understanding where your market is going. You have to understand every customer, right? And that connection there is really, really important. So thank you for asking the question.
Buenos días, Ricardo Trejo, Noticiero Enfoque. Nos encontramos en México en un momento de transición que ha provocado incertidumbre en el mercado. ¿Ustedes siguen con esta postura de tener confianza, de depositar sus capitales en el país? ¿O han notado, han pensado en, digamos, destinar cierto monto en México y otro trasladarlo a otros países? ¿Hay confianza? Gracias.
Sure. Let me touch on that first, and then I'll ask Enrique to elaborate. First off, Qualtrics is going into its 23rd year as a company. Okay? And as a company, we are a global company, and we play a long game. We make long-term investments. We have long-term strategy. We also partner closely with many different industries and markets, and our belief is that Mexico City is a global market. Mexico overall is a global market and highly connected to a global economy. And the global economy actually ultimately ends up playing out think of it as the balancing mechanisms that actually help to drive opportunity and growth. And so our view here is, yeah, we pay attention a lot to the signals. Every market, every country, every geography goes through its sets of issues. But long run view, we see tremendous opportunity that are taking place, and that reflects in the investment and the commitment that we make. And a lot of that ties into the talent, the passion, the commitment, the culture that is here. And we believe that that substantially contributes to what we're building as a global company.
Ya lo decía, Qualtrics vea México como esa puerta de entrada para el resto de Latinoamérica. Nuestra inversión es firme, es sólida. Estamos confiados en que las organizaciones en toda la región y en específico en México se beneficiarán de estas capacidades y de esta presencia que estaremos teniendo en el país.
Muchas gracias. Pablo Chávez.
Thank you, Ricardo.
Pablo Chávez, David, por favor.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenos días. Pablo Chávez, David. A mí me gustaría empezar específicamente en el sector de la aviación. Veo que tienen diversas empresas como Aeroméxico y otros. ¿Cuáles son los problemas o los detalles que han notado, las principales molestias de los clientes de las aerolíneas que ustedes están prestando servicio?
Yeah, we have the benefit of working with many leaders and participants in the travel and hospitality sector all around the world. And I think the theme that really is important is the customer, the consumer that travels, or the business travel that travels, they come in with an expectation that is formulated from some of the best brands that they interact with in other industries. So each of you in this room, think about your favorite brand, okay? And think about why you like that brand. Think about the convenience maybe that brand gives you. Think about the feeling or the emotional context you have. The attributes of that brand and how that comes to life to you digitally, how it comes to life to you in person, how it comes to life in the physical product or service that you're receiving. Formulate an expectation that you have with every other brand that you end up interacting with, right? So when you go into hospitality and travel and airlines and anything in between from a logistical perspective, people have an expectation that things should work fluidly, that they should work with simplicity, convenience, no matter the circumstance, right? And the reality is in travel, there's a lot of situational context that makes it difficult. Weather, right? Making sure that all the mechanics are working properly, the airport operations correct, right? And many things that are hard to operate within. Customers expect that even in those moments that the airline or the provider has actually thought ahead of how to delight even in the hardest moments. And it's often the case when someone does a really good job improving or closing a gap quickly, the customer believes that the operation of the organization is trying to do a better job, and they become a promoter. They become an advocate of that brand. The problem with that is that things are moving very quickly. And it's not just what you found on the website for scheduling your reservation. It's not just what the in-flight experience was. It was the airport logistics. It was absolutely getting your baggage. What happened after that? And if something doesn't go right, your expectation is quickly things are addressed. And so getting friction out and being able to connect with the customer and understand their preferences and their interests, and do that increasingly in real time are the types of themes that customers are expecting of that industry. And so the leaders of travel and hospitality industry are really zooming into how do you personalize the experience increasingly in real time and understand every moment of the journey that matters the most for every customer. And this is why experience management is becoming so important. Relatedly, understanding the employee, what the employee is able to do for the customer is just as important. Both of these things go hand in hand, which is why in my remarks I spoke so much about the connection between employee experience and the customer experience. So these are the things that we're seeing in that industry.
Buenos días. Dos preguntas a ambos. ¿Cuáles son las ventajas para una empresa de echar mano de la inteligencia artificial? ¿Qué beneficios trae, digamos, que los pros y contras? Pero también, ¿cuáles son los desafíos de utilizar la inteligencia artificial? Y en el caso de México, el tema de la reforma al Poder Judicial, la extinción de organismos autónomos, ¿no les preocupa, no les genera preocupación para invertir en nuestro país? ¿O cuál es su postura? Muchas gracias.
Yeah, in every market, the pace of AI, and as I mentioned earlier, is different. I would say the pace of AI adoption is probably amongst the top of countries and what we're seeing in Mexico, just with some of the data that I shared. The benefits are substantial. The employee who is using AI is more likely to replace the employee that is not using AI. AI will empower human beings to be more proficient, to be faster and more expedient, to be more productive in the work that they get done. So the converse of this is that the pace of, let's say, an employee not learning how to leverage these types of tools and capabilities might slow down an organization, right? So there's both the good side and the bad side of that, right? But in the end, when it comes to experience management, AI helps to deepen the understanding at scale of what customers expect and to be able to act at scale, where every department, every leader, every person that is on the front line and in the store operation understands what matters the most to every customer that they interact with on a daily level. And so it helps organizations to become leaders in their markets. If you are approaching it elegantly, if you're approaching it in a way where it works as expected to perform. And so this is why we also take a very timely and thoughtful way to how we enable and adapt and localize the use of AI in every market. Cultural interactions with systems are different. Language is different. Meaning is different. It also varies across industries. What someone communicates or expresses in a healthcare scenario is very different from what they express when they are interacting with a telecommunications company. And so adapting and being able to create reliable use of AI so that it's proficient and it actually creates productive outcomes for people also is a really important factor. And the challenge with it is when people are quick to rush and put something in the market that doesn't work well, then people then have second guesses on how well they think something might work. We're taking a very different approach, which is we're taking a timely, thoughtful approach. We want to adapt things carefully. We partner with customers. We make sure it actually is designed for their use case, and then it's trusted, and then it's secure. And it ultimately helps to advance and make the human beings that use AI more productive and more capable, and that in turn helps the organization that they work for. So thank you for asking the question.
Complementaría que estamos confiados que México es el destino ideal para esta inversión que Qualtrics está haciendo, puesto por su posición geográfica, como ya lo comenté anteriormente, por su pertenencia al Tratado de Libre Comercio y por supuesto el enfoque en aprovechar el talento mexicano para exportar innovación al futuro.
Perfecto. La última pregunta de Cristian Daza, de Inteligencia.
Let me ask, I hope you don't mind if I ask in English, but a couple of days ago, and let me insist, we got a controversial judicial reform. In the USA Embassy, on behalf of the American government, insists around the negativity of that reform. So do you think that this reform will affect billions of dollars of investment from different companies? What gives you that confidence of investing in Mexico? And another question, several news outlets and politicians says that we're going towards the communism. They're using those words. So do you think there's a risk investing in Mexico in that point?
I'm going to repeat what I said earlier. We are playing the long game. We've been around, this is our 23rd year as a company. We believe Mexico contributes to a global economy. We believe that the nature of how the business flows across industries and markets ultimately provide a strong signal for how to invest. And our work here is not only for what we do in Mexico, but it's how our employees and our talent here contribute to global economies all around the world. So for sure, we're monitoring news that may impact the business, but I would say we are very, very deeply committed to a long-term investment in Mexico, and the work that we're doing here contributes a big global picture.